Sometimes this beautiful game of baseball comes down to inches. Fair or foul, safe or out, ball or strike, and sometimes home run or fly out. And last night it was the latter as Nick Markakis took the lead away from us, and the Orioles never looked back, cruising their way to an 8-2 victory. And with that win, Baltimore has taken a 3-1 season series lead. Tonight, our Jose Quintana looks to reverse that trend and get our Sox back into the win column. We are coming to you from the city beautiful Chicago, Illinois, where tonight Comcast Sportsnet presents White Sox baseball. It's Jose Abreu, Avisail Garcia, Alexi Ramirez in the Sox as they get set to butt heads with Adam Jones, Nick Markakis, and Buck Showalter's Baltimore Orioles. Hi, everybody, and welcome. With Steve Stone, I'm Ken Harrelson as we get set to bring you Game 2 of this three-game set. If you missed the opener last night, it was a good game for a while. But it was the Nick Markakis show. He homered, and he also took the lead, as you just saw that beautiful catch he made, sensational catch out there. But, you know, on our side of the page, everybody wants to come up here and start. Some guys do, some guys don't. But Jordan Dinks is making the point.
Jordan Dinks was sent down to the minor league because he wasn't getting it done. But since coming back, he's been very good. He's catching everything, and over the last 8 games, hitting .333, as you can see. He's got a homer. He's driven in 4. He scored 3. His contributions go beyond the bat, though, because alley to alley, he can get it done, as can Avisail Garcia. He's coming back from a tough surgery. It looked like he wasn't going to be there all year, but 4 for 10 with 2 doubles, 3 runs batted in, and 2 runs in the last 3 games, and a big hit last night, getting the Sox within 3-2 at the time. That was a clutch at bat.
Well, tonight we've got a guy out there on the bump who, without question, in our opinion, is the most under-the-radar, underrated pitcher in Major League Baseball.
It's hard to believe when you look at Jose Quintana. He's 6-9 this year. His ERA is just over 3, and he's been magnificent. He just gets very little support. As you can see, he has faced these Orioles. It was back on June 24th in Baltimore. He threw the ball exceptionally well. 1 earned run in 7 innings. Against Baltimore lifetime, he's 1-2. This is a guy that needs some support. Hopefully the offense will come to play. I know they'll catch the ball behind him tonight. And Jose looking for win number 7.
All right, Game 2 of this 3-game set, and a bucket challenge coming up later on in the ball game. So sit back, relax, and strap it down. White Sox baseball coming your way.
brought to you in part by your Chicago area and Northwest Indiana Lexus dealer, who invites you to test drive a Lexus today. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois, through it all. AT&T U-verse. Find out what's possible with AT&T. Call 1-800-PIC-ATT, mobilizing your world. And by Ford. Check out America's freshest lineup at your local Ford store or at localfordstores.com.
Welcome back to beautiful U.S. Cellular Field. It's 81 degrees, a little muggy, but a beautiful night at the ballpark. And let's take a look at how Buck Showalter is going to line up his Orioles tonight. Nick Markakis had a big night last night, leading it off with Steve Pearce, Adam Jones, Nelson Cruz, the DH, Delman Young, J.J. Hardy, who's been red hot, along with Chris Davis, Jonathan Scope, and Nick Hundley doing the catching duties tonight. Our Lexus pursuing perfection starting pitcher. The defense being Alejandro Diaz, Jordan Danks, Avisail Garcia left to right with Gillespie, Ramirez, Beckham, and Abreu. Tyler Flowers behind the plate. And now our Lexus pursuing perfection starting pitcher is Jose Quintana, on for his 26th start. It's hard to believe he's 6-9, throwing the ball as well as he is. ERA of 3.14. The umpires for the game tonight. Chris Guccione behind the plate. Eric Cooper's at first. The crew chief, Tom Hallion, is at second. And Hal Gibson is at third. And so Nick Markakis stepping in means we're ready to play baseball. I'm ready to turn it over to my play-by-play partner, Ken Harrelson.
Hi, Stevie. Thank you. And once again, good evening, everyone, and welcome. Welcome to White Sox baseball right here on Comcast Sportsnet. Second of this 3-game set. And fifth of the 6-game homestand. Nick Markakis will lead it off. He comes in hitting at .297, 11 homers, and 42 driven in. He was one of the big villains last night. He was 3 for 5 with a homer, 2 RBIs, and a brilliant catch. And the first pitch of the ball game, taken for a strike. Orioles come in hitting at .259 as a team with a 3.63 ERA.
Pretty
Orioles
good numbers.
Got it going.
415 on his 10-game hitting streak.
Orioles 71-52, 7.5 games in front of the Yankees, 8 in front of Toronto. Baltimore's won 2 in a row and 7 of the last 10. It's a good ball club. They catch the ball, they can pitch it, and they can catch it. And with 157 home runs, they can hit it a little bit. And here at our park, 330 down the left field line, 335 down the right field line, 375 in the gaps, and 400 straightaway center. Outfield slightly to the left. 1-2 pitch. He gone. He knew it.
For Baltimore, this is how you win. The best record in the AL on the road, their own division. They're decimating the East. When they score first, 47-10. Most home runs in the major leagues and second fewest in the American League. So Buck Showalter has his Orioles playing exceptionally strong baseball.
And here's a guy who has been under the radar for the most part his whole career. Steve Pearce hitting at .290, 12 homers, 33 knocked in. This guy goes up there and all he does is hit.
Been pretty much a dead pull hitter. With that in mind, they're playing him back on the left side. Gillespie over toward the line and deep. And Ramirez likewise.
He was 3 for 5 last night with a couple of doubles and an RBI. And there's another double. It's one hop over the fence. So that's his 20th two-bagger. Looks to me we've seen him now. This is the 5th game. You throw it in his zone, he's going to hit it hard.
As a dead pull hitter, middle in, he really likes. And this is just a testament to what will happen with the player when a manager shows confidence, puts him in there every day. He's in every day and he's hitting everything.
Yeah, you get in his zone, he's not going to pop it up, foul it back. He's going to hit it hard. So here is Adam Jones at 283, 23 homers and 75 driven in. He has hit Quintana well. 9 at bats, 5 hits. And of the 5 hits, 3 of them stayed in the park.
Good fastball in on his hands at 94, and it tied him up. Adam Jones is not going to walk. He's shown that conclusively. 15 walks in 505 at bats.
Well, when you get a guy who's wearing you out, I mean, this is a formula that's withstood the test of time in baseball. There are always exceptions to any rule in a great game of baseball. But when you get a guy who's wearing you out, chances are he's been doing that out over the plate. You have got to get him looking inside. If you get beat by that guy, you have got to get beat inside, because he beat you by pulling his hands in, hitting with short arms. But you've got to make him adjust that swing. You just cannot let him get out over the plate. The better the hitter, the more of the inside you have to get. Unless you have specialty pitches. Better hitting team, the more you got to pitch them inside.
With runs in scoring position, he's been very good this year, but especially good lately. But he will swing at a lot of face-high fastballs. He's fanned 100 times.
Another part of that equation is the shorter the fences, the more you have to pitch inside. It's just, you've got to have part of that plate.
It's going to be a pretty lively night at the ballpark. There's some humidity, a little warmer than normal.
Well, what I'm doing is the easy part of talking. A lot of pitchers cannot pitch inside. It's just that simple. They tend to aim it when they go in there rather than throw it. And he just goes down to Galsat, and it's going to be a 1-0 Baltimore lead.
That pitch was way out of the strike zone. Turns into RBI number 76. Shows you how good Jones is. This is a breaking ball. It's probably 3-4 inches out of the zone. He just reaches down, taps it into left center. And a very early lead for the Orioles.
So here's Cruz at 260, 32 homers, one of those coming last night, and he's knocked in 84. Terrific mistake hitter. You make a mistake, he's going to get you. You make a decent pitch, you get him.
Last night's home run put him on top of the American League with 32. Our Jose Abreu with 31, and then Carter and Ortiz with 29 and 28 respectively.
Adam not running a lot. He's 6 for 7 in stolen bases. Get foul. Get foul. It will. Thank you very much.
And there's a youngster that's ecstatic. And he's got a Chris Sale jersey. And even more important, a souvenir. Bring your glove to the ballpark. Occasionally it comes in handy.
One out, one in. Here in the top of the first. 80 degrees as we speak. And once again, according to yesterday morning's weather report, we're catching a break.
Been pretty amazing that we have gotten apparently all 5 in today.
Long way to go, but Jordan's there. Makes the catch. 2 down. Got to be one of, certainly in the United States, but one of, if not one of the toughest in the world to predict weather.
Especially where this ball club happens to stand, because many times you see a storm heading right toward here and all of a sudden it splits off. Just goes north, goes south, and doesn't rain at the ballpark.
Here's Delman Young playing left field tonight. Last evening, the DH, where he was 1 for 4. But he has been a Sox killer.
Delman, a dead low ball hitter. If you get it down there, he's going to do some damage. And against Quintana, well, he's like what he's seen. 3 for 7 with a couple of runs batted in.
Blocked by Tyler.
Chris Guccione says that the baseball has a mark on it, so he'll give him another.
One pitch. Shanks that one out of play. Taking a couple of the scores for you. Tampa Bay leading Detroit 4-0. That game in the top of the 4th down to St. Pete. Cleveland did not score in the top of the 1st at Target Field in Minneapolis. And there's the base hit. So I would say Eel gets to it in a hurry. Men on first and second.
It looked for a couple of instants that Adam Jones was going to hustle to third base, but decided that he's not going to test the arm of Avisail Garcia.
That'll bring up their shortstop, J.J. Hardy. He homered last night. He was 2 for 5, hitting .286, 7 homers and 43 driven in. Ball hit hard, but right at him. And that'll retire the side. If they get on the board, they come up with a run after having a play as the Orioles, one of the good guys coming to bat.
Jose Abreu at the top with Adam Dunn, Aviseo Garcia, Connor Gillespie in the middle, Tyler Flowers, Jordan Danks, and Gordon Beckham rounding it out. And the defense and how they'll line up behind Chris Tillman. It's Young, Jones, and Markakis in the outfield with Davis, Hardy, Scope, and Pierce in the infield. Nick Hundley gets a nod behind the plate. And our Lexus pursuing perfected starting pitcher is Chris Tillman. This is his 27th start. He's 9-5 this year. The ERA pretty respectable, 3.68. And 105 and 156 2/3. He doesn't have one pitch that's going to jump out at you, but he throws the ball pretty well. Last year, 16-7. In fact, the last couple of years for Baltimore, he started to come of age. He also is a product of that trade that sent Eric Bedard to Seattle. Turned out to be one of the great trades in Baltimore history because it also brought them Adam Jones.
And before we show you our picks to click, you at home select yours. As here's Diaz hitting at 247, 5 homers, 31 knocked in. Takes first pitch strike. Well, Tillman's turned himself into one of the best pitchers in baseball. '27th start. And when you got a defense like the Orioles have, if you're smart, you do a lot of pitching to your defense. One and two the count.
Tillman has decided that he's going to work from the stretch, which is most unusual for starting pitchers.
Hook.
Alejandro was right. That ball was not in the zone, but Chris Guccione thought it was close enough. Alejandro figured it was outside, and Nick Hundley certainly felt that way because he yanked it over the outer portion of the plate.
So here's Alexei. 285, 11 homers, and 58 ribbies. He's had good success against Tillman. 4 for 6 with a homer. I pop up right side. Pierce. So with 2 out, let's check out our picks to click tonight. Jim Angio, our director and recruit. Well, A1's Garcia. Steve's going with Alexei. And Christine O'Reilly and her crew. They do such a great job in our community relations department. Christine O'Reilly and I and her crew are going with Jose Abreu.
This could be the night that Jose breaks out of the home run drought. He's got the right pitcher on the mound. Tillman has given up 16 of them this year. Of course, that's a whole lot of innings. He leads the staff in innings pitched at 156 now, 157 innings. And there's the drought. 18 games without a homer. Last one at Detroit.
He looks up. This ball game is tied. You can put it on the board. Yes. They bomb.
Home run number 32, RBI number 90. And this ball, a changeup right down the middle. Our Ford home run replay. He hits it a mile, and the home run drought is over.
Well, that's the reason Christine O'Reilly and her crew picked him. Here's Adam. Of course, with that home run, the Alex Nellius family and White Sox charities hook up in loving memory of Ursa. Adam 227, 19 homers, 49 driven in. That's right side with the wrong shape.
Adam hit that one a mile, just got out in front of it a little too much. He's looking for home run number 20. He's looking for run batted in number 50. And almost gets it. That fastball on the inner third hit way back.
And he's looking for home run number 460. A lot of conversation the last few days about Adam retiring. He said he doesn't know what he's going to do yet.
Started with a good column by Scott Merkin. And the big man who's played a long time, accomplished a whole lot of things, says that it won't be money that brings him back. It'll be other considerations, family considerations, a number of other things, and he doesn't have to decide yet.
Gets him. But the long home run by Abreu, and after one, tied at one.
By Miller Lite.
1-1 tie here in the top of the second inning. Chris Davis 0 for 3 last night, hitting at 193, 21 homers, 58 driven in. This guy here gets warm. Not hot, just warm. You can wrap that Eastern Division title up and send it to Cooperstown.
I think they've, although it's far from locked away, they're doing a good job of that now. This team has a huge amount of confidence. Take a look at the standings. The Yankees in second place, but a distant 7.5 games back. The Blue Jays at 8 back. The Rays 10.5. And of course, the Red Sox, having unloaded just about all of their really good players, 15.5 back.
The only team, they're going to be the only team in the history of baseball to go from last to first to last in 3 years.
And next year they could turn it around with the right picks. and be up there again.
Fair ball. Sox fans, we want to hear from you, so visit WhiteSox.com/TV survey during today's game and provide us your feedback for 2 tickets to a select White Sox home game and a chance, this is nice, a chance to win a signed Paul Konerko jersey and other memorabilia. So WhiteSox.com/TV. Let's go. Big second baseman. Had a big bases clearing double last night. That was in the 8th inning. Jonathan, just 22 years old.
Orioles were having some problems picking a second baseman. In fact, it was thought that Ryan Flaherty would be the everyday second baseman. And Scope, who's got some pretty big power for a very young man because he's a big second baseman, just took the job away.
Ate him up. Beckham.
Huntley is splitting the job behind the plate with Caleb Joseph. Joseph, a great catch it and throw it guy. Hundley coming over from San Diego, playing a third of the time. Joseph getting 2/3 of the play.
Well, there was some gloom and doom talk when Matt Wieters went down for the year.
You can understand it. I mean, he was one of the team leaders.
And Caleb Joseph against us has really been impressive. Nice pickup with Hundley. He got the job done. And if you'd have said when Wieters went down, well, August 19th, they're going to have a 7-game lead, 7.5-game lead. So why don't you rethink that?
These two guys done a nice job. They missed the 22 home runs that Wieters had last year, but they hit a lot of home runs anyway. And you guys have been more than representative behind the plate. Caleb Joseph is a huge plus because he can single-handedly shut down a running game.
Throw out last night of Jordan Banks was as good as it gets. Two out, 1-2 the count. A run on 3 hits. No errors for them. A run on 1 hit. That was a home run by Abreu if you're just tuning in. Two and two. And a 25-year-old southpaw, 6'2", 210. Jose making his 26th start. Gillespie. And that'll do it. A nice 1-2-3 inning. To the bottom of the second. And this game tied at 1. run for them. RBI single by Jones, knocking in Steve Pearce. And a home run for us by Abreu. So for our guys, it'll be Javi, Gillespie, and Flowers. Chris Tillman, 6'5", 210 pounds. He was born in Anaheim. Javi with a big hit last night. 2-run single. They made it a 3-2 ball game. As that takes a nice little Bolingbrook bounce.
If you missed the ball game last night, Brooks Boyer, who's the senior vice president of sales and marketing, took the Ice Bucket Challenge, and then when it was his turn to issue a challenge, he challenged somebody that we all know very well. Let's see it.
And third, most important, Hawk Harrelson, you are on the clock. But not only do you only have 24 hours, you have to do it live on tomorrow night's broadcast from our Xfinity Fundamentals deck.
And that's coming up.
I'll tell you this, if he wasn't my boss, I'd knock him on his butt.
Well, it's going to be a little bit of a cold one for you. I do know that.
I know. Lexi got him really good.
Oh, that was
slow and tortuous.
Out of all the ones that I've seen, that was probably the most difficult to endure because it was really slow.
No question about it. But I was proud of Brooksy. He took it. 2-time Notre Dame basketball captain. As Gillespie fouls that away.
Now he's prepared right now because he got the proper gear on, and of course he will make his way up to the Xfinity fan deck. And then who's doing the honors exactly tonight?
I have no clue. I have no clue. Better be somebody nice.
I got a feeling that you're going to get along very well.
Good.
With this particular entity.
Well, Jim Palmer has been called out, and he went through his. He said it's very cold. 8-time 20-game winner. Here's a 2-1. Fouls that back. No, this thing is just, I'll tell you what, it's become a phenomenon. It really has. It's in this time frame last year, ALS raised almost $2 million. In the same time frame this year, because of this phenomenon, raised almost $16 million. Now, that's a phenomenon.
It's pretty amazing, and it's taken on a life of its own.
There's a shot base hit. So Gillespie was 0 for 3 last night. The 1-out single. And here is Flowers. Tyler at 240, 9 homers, 40 knocked in.
That's where you go to donate. www.alsa.org/donate/.
Tyler 0 for 3 last evening. Takes a good pitcher's pitch on first pitch. Outside corner. Tries to mirror it, and the count 1-1. And another one at the plate. Tyler now in the hole, ball and 2 strikes. First and third, Tyler. Come on. Good 2-strike hitter, buddy. Two and two with Jordan Danks on deck. Finale of this series tomorrow in this homestand. Hector Noesi against Waylon Chen. And that game right back here on Comcast Sportsnet. Then off day on Thursday. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday will be in the Bronx against the Yankees. Back him up. And that'll retire the side. We'll go to the third, tied at 1.
His way up to the Xfinity fan deck to get his dousing, if you will, as part of a huge effort to try to just take ALS and dispose of it once and for all. Obviously, it needs a great deal of money, and obviously just about everyone either knows someone or knows of someone who's affected by what is absolutely a terrible disease. And we will see in the top of the fourth, as Hawk goes through the ritual dousing, just exactly who it's going to be, who is doing the honors as Nick Markakis steps in. Struck out looking in the first inning. Markakis having a big year, hitting .296. And this is a guy that completely changed his style. Hit 23 home runs, drove in 112 back in 2007. Then a couple years later, he drove in 101 with 18 home runs, and now as a leadoff hitter, he's become a contact hitter. He still has 11 home runs. He hit one last night. And the last 16 games, he's been red hot, hitting .415 with 3 home runs, 5 driven in, 12 runs scored, but the on-base percentage, a whopping .493. And the count evens at 1-1. Markakis for his career, coming into this year, his on-base percentage was .375. Even though at times he has been a run producer, that's a very high on-base percentage in baseball today. And he chops one easily at Gordon Beckham. And that's an easy first out. Brings up Steve Pearce. And the Sox pitching staff has had a hard time with this guy. Not that the league hasn't, because he's done a whale of a job this year, hitting .293 with the 12 home runs, 33 driven in. He has become a dead pull hitter. And with that in mind, you get Alejandro Diaz over toward the line and fairly deep in left. Pierce doubled and scored the Oriole run in the first inning, and he pops that one up. Easy play for Alexi, and he makes it, and quickly there are 2 outs. Here's part of the future, and it is Carlos Rodon. As you can see, he started tonight. This is his first start in AAA. 3 innings, just 1 hit with 1 earned run, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts, and a total of 55 pitches. He's going to make 2 starts more in AAA most likely. There's a very good chance we're going to see him here in Chicago before this season is over, and most likely to keep his innings down. It'll probably be out of the bullpen. He was a first-round pick, the 3rd player chosen overall. And just looking at his stuff, he's got a chance to be something special. Adam Jones singled in the Oriole run in the first inning. And Jones looks at a fastball for a strike. Jones, one of the leaders of this team, comes in, plays hard every day. And you will never see the instance of him loafing to first base. That one misses inside. The count goes to 1-1. Jose Quintana just 6-9 despite having one of the better ERAs in all of baseball. Misses that one, low and away. Took a little something off. And he had Jones well out in front. School of thought said you can't really be all that effective as a hitter if you have a strikeout to walk ratio that's in the neighborhood of 7-1. Well, Jones puts an end to all of that because he's only walked 15 times this year, and he strikes out now for the 101st time. So an easy 1-2-3 inning will head to the bottom of the 3rd. It's a 1-1 game. After this half inning, we're going to go up to the Xfinity Fundamentals fan deck. It's going to be live, and Ken Harrelson is going to get a ceremonial dousing. And the only question remains is just exactly who it's going to be, who's going to do the honors. So Jordan Danks to lead it off. Jordan hitting 185, but it doesn't really tell the tale. Since coming back from the minor leagues, he swung the bat exceptionally well. Had a couple of home runs, 9 driven in. Played an excellent center field in place of Adam Eaton, who's starting to rehab, and he's starting to rehab in earnest. He's doing pretty well I talked with him about it, and he said that this was a couple of days ago. He said it looks like maybe a week. And certainly at the top of the order, he is a spark plug for this team. Also, getting on base is going to provide Jose Abreu, whose home run is a lone Sox run tonight, with an opportunity to drive in a whole lot more runs because Eaton gets on a lot. 2-1 count. Chris Tillman on the hill. Chris, a big right-hander, 6'5", 200 pounds, out of Anaheim, California. And the count evens at 2-2. Last 3 starts, he's been very good. Record 2-0, the ERA 174. Opponents hitting just 178, which is very low, with 1 walk and 16 strikeouts. Tonight he's got a couple of strikeouts and no walks. And now he's got 3 strikeouts and no walks. 63 years ago today, very small man, Eddie Gaedel, was set up as a pinch hitter. And, as you would expect, he drew 4 straight to take a walk. And Bill Veeck at the time told him before he sent him up, if you swing the bat, I'm going to come down there and you're not going to get the $100 that he promised him. Well, he didn't swing the bat. And he did go down in that particular picture, in that scenario. One of the great promotions that Bill Veeck, who was a great promoter, was involved with. Eddie Gaedel unfortunately died at 36 years old after playing in an independent league after that one and only at bat. He was 3 feet 7 inches tall. Gordon Beckham has fouled a couple straight back. He's hitting .222 with 7 home runs, 36 driven in. Outfield, a step toward right. Infield straight away. And he throws a fastball right by him. So strikeout number 4 for Tillman. That pitch is up and out of the zone, and Gordon can't lay off and can't catch up. That brings up Alejandro Diaza, who was a strikeout victim leading off the ball game. He took a called third. Orioles have a very strong bullpen. They've got a rotation that's good, but they don't have a bona fide number 1 starter. As he looks at a fastball for a strike. But this is a rotation that has good, consistent pitching. We saw Bud Norris last night. He was outstanding. He went 7 innings, gave up a couple of runs on only 3 hits. And he won his 11th game of the year. That evens the count at 1-1. Pittsburgh Pirates got tremendous news today in that they activated Andrew McCutchen back from the disabled list. He's hitting 3rd in the lineup. Pirates, however, having some pitching problems. They're getting killed by Pittsburgh 10-2. And that fastball makes the count 1-2. Outfield straight away for Alejandro, who really has taken that batting average up a long way from where he was residing for a long time. He was hitting in the 170s. So when you look at 247, it doesn't sound like a great deal. Except when you realize that he's been hitting upwards of 385, 390 for a while. He's really started to heat it up. Alexei Ramirez in the on-deck circle. If Alejandro can keep it alive, Ramirez will come up. Fouled that one off to the left. Through June 3rd, Alejandro was a 173 hitter. When you get down that far, and we're talking about 2 months into the season, you got to be hot for a long time to get back to the middle 2s, and that's exactly what he's done. Fouls that one off. That was a straight change, and Alejandro has hit .319 for the better portion of 2.5 months. Another game of interest, Tampa Bay leading Detroit in Tampa Bay. That game 4-3. It was 4-0 Rays. Max Scherzer on the hill for the Tigers. And the count goes full to Diaz. This Orioles team second in the American League in defense. Line drive center field. Jones can't get to it. It's a base hit. So he comes close to overrunning it. That ball actually hit, kicked back the other way, and he caught it barehanded. Fastball on the outer portion of the plate. And as you can see, barehand catch and back, and it keeps it alive for Ramirez. And there's Hawk with the shower cap. That's an interesting look. And of course there is Southpaw with the regular White Sox cap. There's no doubt in my mind that Hawk looks enthusiastic. I mean, this is a guy that is prepared. He's ready to go. And we are just 1 out away from seeing this one. Good slider for a strike. Alejandro popped one up in the first inning. And Lexi popped it up in the first inning. Chris Davis well off the line at third. They're not expecting that Ramirez is going to pull the ball down the line. If he does, it's a very good chance Diaz scores from first base. Game tied at 1, hits tied at 3. It's been an errorless game. And that evens the count at 1-1. Hundley looking over in the dugout to see if they want, and usually what they call from the dugout is a slide step, a pitch out, which probably won't be forthcoming. But the slide step is important, and the throw to first. They call that many times from the dugout. Little chopper third base, and Davis has got it. Long throw across, and the inning is over. All right, the time has come. We understand that Hawk is in place and up on the Xfinity Fundamentals deck. He's ready to do his part in the fight against ALS. Let's send you over to PA announcer Gene Honda. Gene?
Sox fans, please direct your attention to the center field video board and welcome the Hawk, Ken Harrelson, who is coming to us live from Xfinity Fundamentals. Hawk?
Hi, Gene. Thank you very much. I accept this challenge from my nemesis, Brooks Boyer. And it's all for funding for the ALS. It's a great cause, and let's get behind this. Raised almost $16 million because of this phenomenon. But because I'm accepting this challenge, I get 3 challengers. My first challenge is going to go out to one of the great left-handed relievers in Major League Baseball history, now with MLB Network, Dan Plesac. My second challenge is going out to a former teammate of mine, an all-star catcher, now a great announcer for the Oakland Athletics, Ray Fosse. And my third challenge, when I announce this name, everybody in the White Sox organization is going to give me a standing O because it is our trainer, Herm Schneider. You are challenged. You're on the clock, buddy. And also, Southpaw. All right, let's get this thing over. You know, I got to get in my stance when you're hitting. You got to get in your stance when you're throwing. I got to get in my stance for this ice dumping.
Brooks, there was a surprise guest there that doused him.
Oh, this is good. This is good. I think it's what we all want to see.
Well, it was Jim Thome who snuck out of nowhere after Southpaw dropped the first bucket. Second bucket went over Hawk, and we'll take a replay.
See, which is good that Jim actually, here comes Jim with a second. Great form by Jim, and that's, I mean, he really got him. And then what do we call that move?
I really have no idea. That's probably the chicken dance, but looks pretty good, especially after 2 buckets. You had one, but they did it really slowly. Alexei did it really slowly. That had to be really cold.
Alexei got me really good, and it was very, very cold, but obviously all for a great cause, as we all try. In baseball, our pitcher, Jose Quintana, is trying to strike out people tonight. We're trying to help in our small way in striking out ALS. So encourage people to continue to consider donating to a great and worthy cause. And Hawk was a very good sport. Well, what he doesn't know is we have hidden his change of clothes.
Now let me ask you this. Let's revisit one of the great moments probably in your life, and that happened yesterday, and that was when Alexei Ramirez used a whole lot of ice to get you.
Well, one thing I learned out of this whole situation, here goes Alexei on me. He took his sweet time. He really there was no dumping. It was more of a waterfall. There's actually a second bucket that was there that Nicole Manning, our head of game operations, was in charge of the buckets, and I've learned that you don't put a subordinate in charge of buckets of cold water that can be dumped on yourself. So it's all in good fun, and we're excited to be part of it. I know a lot of our players have taken the challenge, and now Hermie's on the clock. It'll be very interesting. We know Ed Farmer did it, and I understand you're on the clock as well.
Yes, I am, and we're going to work something out tomorrow.
You're going to do it live on air?
I don't think we're going to go live on air, but I think we're going to do it. We have to figure out just the time, the place.
Would you like Alexei to do it?
I would not like Alexei to do it. I thought that his technique, although good, took a little too long. Basically, if you're going to chop your head off, do it quickly.
Now, were you surprised by any of Hawk's nominations?
No, I don't think so, and I do believe that he could have nominated a whole lot of different people. I think the nomination of Herm Schneider is absolutely outstanding. Because there's Hermie. Now, Benny Fresso was sitting next to him, who was in charge of the clubhouse. He did it yesterday, along with Ed Farmer.
Yep.
And Herm, I'm sure he's going to love it.
Now, if you get a chance, you got to go see. Jim Thome did it, and he did 2 buckets by himself. So he went 1 bucket, and then he put a second bucket over the top of his head. So
I have the feeling with his strength, you could line up as many buckets as you'd like, and he would be able to do it.
Yeah, well, he got Hawk really good. I think that was everyone's goal was to see Hawk take this, and he was a trooper. I'm proud of him. Eris would be very proud of him.
Delman Young, who had a base hit in the first inning. And this time he's going to ground out to shortstop. Easy throw across and 2 up, 2 down.
Do we have a prediction of when Hawk will actually be back in the
Yes, he has been back in the booth now, and I think you got some problems, Brooks.
There's nothing like getting a wet hug from Hawk Harrelson, everybody. Come on in, Hawk. Your adoring public are dying to see you. How'd that feel?
Cold. Damn cold. I'll tell you that right now. Wow.
Where did Jim Thome come out of? How did...
Thing about it, it's all fun. I enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. I'm gonna get Thome. I'm gonna get you. Don't worry about that. But for this thing to have raised almost $16 million in the same time frame is something that we're all happy for.
Absolutely. Well, you were a trooper because Southpaw was going easy on you. We had to bring in the heavy. The guy's got 600 home runs. He's got a statue in Cleveland.
Yeah, he's gonna have something else when I get done with it too.
And once he heard tonight that you were here, he said, I'm in. So Bob Grimm tried to save you, but when the future Hall of Famer says, I'm in,
I'll get him.
He was all in.
He's going to get it, too. I'm telling you, he's going to get iced. All right. Let's get some runs now, win this ball game.
Hawk, thanks for being a good sport. Thanks for being part of it.
All right, buddy. Enjoyed it. Really did. What, are we still 1-1?
That's what we are, and the hit's tied at 3. And there are 2 outs. And that one hit very well to left center field. Jordan Danks on the run. He makes the catch. Outstanding play by Danks, and it ends the inning. So we head to the bottom of the 4th. The game is still tied at 1. Please donate. Go to www.alsa.org/donate/ and join Hawk Harrelson and the rest of the folks who have not only gotten the ice bucket but have given a lot of money to this wonderful cause. And you still have to be cold.
I'll tell you, I knew it was going to be cold. I didn't think it was going to be anywhere near that cold. That's cold. But right now, let's get some runs. Abreu to lead it off. He has our 1 run. That was that home run in the 1st inning. Way back into left center field. Takes a curveball strike. When's your due date?
We're going to do it tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
Yeah, do it tomorrow.
Good. One hopper. Scope. And 1 out. I'm going to get Tommy, too.
You got to find him first.
I can't outrun him anymore. I used to be able to, not anymore. So here's Adam. Adam struck out. Curveball misses. Outfield. For the most part, straight up. They get the shift on the infield. And to count 2-0.
This is one of the few teams that will shift on Adam, but not play anybody in short right field. Scope and Hardy. Hardy's at shortstop, but he's not in the outfield, and the guys on the right side are on the dirt part of the infield. That's somewhat surprising. You see Davis in the middle of Pierce and Scope, and Hardy at his familiar shortstop position.
as he gets him. Sox fans, come out to U.S. Cellular Field for free T-shirt Mondays. These are dry T-shirts there. On Monday, September 8th, first 20,000 fans will receive a Paul Konerko T-shirt. Watch as our Sox take on the A's at 7:10, and tickets start at just $7. So WhiteSox.com/Konerko. And here's a little note that our correspondent Jim Olson just sent us. As of Tuesday, August 19th, the ALS Association has received $22.9 million in donations compared to $1.9 million during the same time period last year. This has been an absolute phenomenon, Stevie.
That's a huge jump in just the last couple of days.
Well, I'll tell you how many new donors. These donations have come from existing donors that they have, and also from 453,210 new donors.
That's really wonderful. That is
so
really
it's worth
wonderful.
getting iced.
Yeah, it is.
Avasil 0-2. He grounded out Chris Davis at third. And he says, yes, Eric Cooper. And that'll do it. We're into the fifth. A honor retiring Captain Paul Konerko throughout September with tributes and special giveaways. So join Club Konerko, a special outfield section, to receive an exclusive Paul Konerko collectible. So for tickets and information, visit WhiteSox.com/Konerko. Davis, Scope, Hundley. Lower third of their order here in the top of the fifth inning. Good pitch in on the fist. 1-3-0 for both clubs.
You could hardly get in any better than this.
That almost got his thumb.
He's pretty lucky that didn't hit him.
First man down.
$11 in a row retired by Quintana, who had a tough first. He gave up the only run he's given up, along with 3 hits. But starting with the line out by Hardy. He's retired everybody since. And that lineout ended the first inning.
Scope popped up to his counterpart, Gordon Beckham. He did not go.
The field to Eric Cooper at first base. That one just below us.
Yeah. He gone. 2 down.
Third strikeout for Quintana. Good breaking ball in the dirt. Nice stop by Tyler Flowers. At the Little League World Series, Jackie Robinson West, team from right here in Chicago, leading 6-1 that game in the bottom of the 5th inning. And these are two teams both who have lost once, lose and go home at this point, and things look well in hand.
Two out. Hundley grounded out sharply to Gillespie. And the count evens at 1.
In the meantime, the Tigers, who were down 4-0 to Tampa Bay, have come all the way back and tied up the score at 4, knocking out Chris Archer, who started for the Rays.
Game in the top of the 6th down in St. Pete. As a base hit, just muscles it out there into left field. So that breaks a string of 12 in a row retired by Quintana.
Trying to throw that fastball by him inside. Couldn't quite get it in enough.
And that'll bring up the leadoff hitter, Nick Markakis. Nick struck out in the 1st and grounded to 2nd in the 3rd. Nick's first pitch strike. What a play he made last night. If you missed that play, one of the best catches. Perfectly timed, taking a home run away from Gillespie and taking the lead away from us. There's a strike and the count 0-2.
That was a game changer, because not only did he get 3 hits, including a 2-run homer, but he goes up over the wall, exquisitely timed, and brings it back in.
Yeah, that's the whole thing there. That was just perfect timing. 0-2, he takes off in dirt. So Buck knows that is a good pitch to run on, especially left-handed pitcher to left-handed hitter.
Hundley steals his first base in his first attempt of the year.
Well, that is Buck Showalter right there. You get a left-handed pitcher out there with a pretty good breaking ball, left-handed hitter, 0-2 to count. 2 out.
Chances are it's going to be a breaking ball. Low. And it's caught. Hit softly, but caught by Gillespie. We're halfway home, still tied at 1.
Head into the bottom of the 5th inning. The game tied at 1. The Orioles about hit the Sox 4-3. It's been an errorless game. Beautiful night, still 79 degrees. Both Jose Quintana and Chris Tillman have been very good to this point.
Yeah, both of them. Quintana gave up the run on 3 hits in the first inning. Tillman threw the home run in the first inning to Abreu. His 32nd, tying Nelson Cruz. So here we go. Gillespie, Flowers, Danks, Beckham, and hopefully a couple more. Talking with some Baltimore people prior to the game, they said that's the pitch that's really, he's been able to throw that for a strike almost any time he wanted to.
That's been the big strikeout pitch tonight. That's the one pitch that the guys can't seem to lay off of, and because it's straight over the top, pretty much 12-6. There's not a whole lot of places you can hit it. As you can see, excellent control, 6 strikeouts, no walks, and a 1 run and 4+.
The ball hit hard right at him. That's a Hank Wolfram. Sox fans, on Saturday, August 30th, come see our Sox take on the Detroit Tigers at 6:10, and the first 20,000 fans will receive a Tony La Russa bobblehead. Now, be sure and stay after the game for a post-game fireworks show presented by Hyundai. All the good folks at Hyundai, you got to check that Equus out and that Genesis. So, WhiteSox.com or 866-SOX-GAME.
You can see a minimum of pitches, 57, and we're in the 5th.
Big hack, can't get it. Got 0 for 1, hit into a 6-4-3 double play.
Cha. 2-2. Minnesota leading Cleveland 5-3 after 4 at Target Field. Colorado leading Kansas City 1-0. That game in the top of the 4th out in Denver. Washington rolling 8-1 leading the D-backs. That's in the bottom of the 7th in D.C.
And I'll tell you, that couldn't happen to a nicer guy, that Mike Rizzo. I know he's a good close friend of yours.
Put together some ball club. They've won 7 games in a row. This will be the 8th. It looks like they've got this one well in hand against Arizona Diamondbacks. That's a strong ball club top to bottom. Doesn't have many weaknesses on that team.
Well, wait till Harper gets wound up. Got him. 2 down.
That fastball just off the corner, but close enough. And it's strikeout number 7 for Tillman.
And right up the road here, a little piece. Milwaukee leading Toronto 4-1. Happ against the Brew Crew. Cincinnati leading St. Louis 2-1, bottom of the 4th in St. Louis. As here is Danks. Gets that ball hard, but they got a good one out there too. Everywhere you turn, they got a good one out there. Meanwhile, we're into the 6th. Still tied at 1. Top of the order so far. Second place hitter, third place hitter, and a cleanup hitter. Pierce, Jones, and Cruz to face our Jose Quintana. Breaking ball, yes. And popped him up. Avi is there.
Earlier today, Adam Eaton was going through his paces in preparation to coming back. Darryl Boston hitting him some ground balls, and Adam able to go at him. Says he's feeling a whole lot better. Still not quite ready yet, but it shouldn't be too long until he's back in that lineup.
So here's Adam. 1 for 2, an RBI. That RBI single knocking in Pierce, who doubled back in the first inning. Can't get it. Here's a press release from ALS CEO. It says our top priority right now is acknowledging all the gifts made by donors to the ALS Association, said Barbara Newhouse, president and CEO of the ALS Association. Says we want to be the best stewards of this incredible influx of support. And to do that, we need to be strategic in our decision making. That's outside. As to how the funds will be spent, so that when people look back on this event in 10 and 20 years, the Ice Bucket Challenge will be seen as a real game changer for ALS.
He's got a chance to be just that with the money they're raising and the pace they're raising it. And there is the information where you can donate. www.alsa.org/donate/.
One out, 1-2 the count. And that is just foul. No, he's called it fair. That's right. He never called it foul. He had that right arm pointing that way all the way. Eric Cooper did. Right over the bag, it looked like, from up here.
Squibbed off the end of the bat. We saw one similar to this in last night's game, and you can see it from this angle. He represents a go-ahead run. 24 doubles this year for the talented center fielder.
So here's Cruz. He's gone out to center and grounded out to Alexei. Outfield straight up, spread out. Cruz very, very dangerous. Wow. He said, an old saying in baseball, show me a good mistake hitter and I'll show you a star. On the left field, off the end of the bat. Diaz is there right at the edge of the track. Boy, he puts a little hurting on your sphincter every time he swings the bat.
Well, he had a good swing at that, and it was fortunate because it was just off the end of the bat. He's so strong. But this one still had a chance to go. Take a look at the bat, and you'll see it just off the end of it. That was a break. He knows he didn't get it all.
So 2 out to Delman Young, who is singled, and he has grounded to short. That pitch just a little bit outside. And there's the base hit. Young just continues to hurt us. Well, he has been a Sox killer in his career, and it's a 2-1 Baltimore lead.
RBI number 20, and the oddity of this was that this ball wasn't down. This ball was up. Up being just about belt high. And he puts the Orioles on top.
So here's Hardy. JJ takes strike one. On 87 career games against us, Delmon Young's hitting .335. And the 57th RBI. He has really hurt us.
I don't think there's any rhyme or reason why certain guys just terrorize teams, but doesn't matter who's wearing the uniform. Delmon Young will swing the bat well. He's been with a lot of clubs at this point, and he swung it well wherever he's gone against our pitchers.
Not in that Ryan Rayburn category yet, but he's close.
They put Rayburn on the disabled list today, so he will not be around for a bit. What he's done,
that's just a magical thing. He's put nothing against us.
An amazing job.
Yeah.
Now with the Indians, who are one game over 500, heading into action tonight, and losing to Minnesota 5-4. That game in the bottom of the fifth at Target Field.
We'll see them next Tuesday for 3 games. And the Tigers for 3. We'll conclude this series tomorrow night with these Orioles. Have an off day on Thursday. Then Friday, Saturday, and Sunday in the Bronx in New York. Check that as a double header against Detroit. That'll be 4 games on that. Saturday the 30th. There he goes into center field. The 2 out runners at the corners.
Well, there was a chance because he was running that Gordon Beckham was going to make this play, because Gordon Beckham was going up the middle. Normally this is a sure base hit, but Gordon actually has a shot, but it just scoots by him. And 3 hits in the inning. And a bit of trouble for Quintana. Delmon Young scoots into third.
And here's Chris Davis. He's grounded out to Abreu twice. Yes, he did.
Hard breaking ball down. Davis tries to check his swing, but he went too far.
And we'll welcome all the viewers watching that Cubs Giants game, which is in a rain delay.
Not that far from us. They're playing at Wrigley Field.
2-0 Cubs leading. That's in the bottom of the 5th inning. Right here, it's the 2-1 Baltimore lead they just scored.
That was a break because that popped up, and it looks like it hit off Chris Davis. Runners can't advance. Take another look at it. Breaking ball down, hits off the mask, then off Davis. If it doesn't hit Davis, that ball's going to kick toward the dugout, and there's a very good chance that Delman Young is going to score from third.
That ball hit hard, and nobody's going to get it.
So they're going to wave Hardy around. He's going to score. And it's a 4-1 lead.
Davis has had a very tough year hitting under 200. That being said, those are runs batted in, 59 and 60. This is a slider. It's down. And like most left-handers, Davis loves the ball down. Garcia going over and just can't get to it. Bringing Don Cooper out from the dugout. Gives him a little pep talk and on back to the dugout.
All is coming with 1 on and 2 out. Single by Young, Hardy, and a 2-run double by Davis. 4-8-0 for them, 1-3-0 for us. Scope has popped second and struck out. There's about a 52-footer.
That one bounced well in front of the plate. Nice play by Tyler Flowers. He throws a slider. Once he gets down in the end, except it was just down. Daniel Webb starts loosening in the pen. For the third straight game, Jose has given up 4 runs to this point. No walks, 3 strikeouts, and 5 2/3.
And the 2-2 pitch. Just did get a piece of it.
Keeps this one down and out of the zone. The Honda pitch tracks. He was able to just hit the top of the baseball and stay alive.
And way out in front of that. Took a little something off the breaking ball. Had him off balance.
And as we saw last night, and we saw in Baltimore, Scope can put a charge into the ball.
A shot? No.
It's probably going to be a wild pitch. As that one trickled away from Tyler. Wild pitch number 6. Tries to get down and smother it, but the ball flattens out. Finally locates it. And Davis into third.
All right, pop up. And that'll retire the side, but not before crooked number goes up on that board. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th. It's a 4-1 Baltimore lead.
Tries to douse the Hawk, and then the surprise guest Jim Thome comes in and really gets him, and of course that precipitates the Hawk dance. And now Southpaw comes in to make amends, trying to dry you off.
It's too late, Southpaw. It's too late. You're on my list too. Yeah, Steve will tell you I always pay my debts.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough rest of the season for you, Paul. Indeed.
But right here, we got to do something. We got to get some runs. We trail it 4-1. Be back and then back to the top of the order with De Aza, Ramirez, and Abreu.
This Oriole team reminiscent of a lot of their excellent teams of yesteryear in that they'll hang around, stay close, do the things they need to do, and all of a sudden there's an explosion late and they put the game away. This is second best road team win-wise in the major leagues.
Gordon can't get it. The 0-2 pitch. And that's in the right field. That's the wrong place. That man can catch a baseball and has for a long time. And join us Tuesday, August 26th, as our Sox take on the Cleveland Indians for the Green Game, powered by Constellation. Now, the first 10,000 fans will also receive a reusable White Sox jersey lunch bag, courtesy of Constellation. So purchase your tickets today. Visit whitesox.com or 866-SOX-GAME. So here's De Aza. He's 1 for 2. I talked about it up front. Chris Tillman has developed into one of the best pitchers in the game.
Well, he's got supreme confidence these days, something he probably didn't have. But the Orioles kept him in the rotation. Last year, 16-7, just a big year for him, and he realizes that he's one of the mainstays. And I don't think they've really designated a guy who is their #1 pitcher. But the Oriole philosophy was always you're #1 on the day you go out there. And it really doesn't matter what the number is. And so these guys trying to outdo one another. Norris yesterday was just outstanding for them. And Chris Tillman tonight has been very good to this point. That overhand curveball, he's gotten over the plate when he's wanted to get it over, and it's close to unhittable.
Well, when you can do that as a right-hander, we had a right-hander back in 1983, Lamar Hoyt, who could drop that curveball over anytime he wanted to, especially the left-handed hitters. He could backdoor him. I mean, that's why he won 24 balls. He won the Cy Young Award. And we had another right-hander that year, Richard Dotson. He had the release point on his fastball. He could get an outside. He could hit the outside corner to the right-hander anytime he wanted to. Inside corner, he had that one release point. Inside corner to the left-handed hitter, outside corner to the right-handed hitter. So when you got one pitch that you get that kind of confidence in, you can get it over. You're probably going to win.
Alejandro able to fight that one off because that was an overhand curve, but for one of the few times Tillman got it up and Alexei was able to fight it off and stay alive.
There's a chopper. Davis with a good feed.
Some good news out of the Little League World Series. Our Chicago guys, Jackie Robinson West, stay alive. They defeat Pearland, Texas, 6-1. Next game is on Thursday. And the opponent will be decided tomorrow. But the guys from Chicago are still one of the favorites to win this. And now, with one loss already, every game is a big game.
Here's Alexei. Popped to first and grounded to third.
I'd like to send along best wishes and a speedy recovery to a dear friend of mine, Don Vogel, convalescing in Ahwatukee, Arizona.
Yes, Donnie, get ready. I'll donate this spring when we go out there on the golf course.
He would love to be ready to go this spring. Don's had a tough go, but he's a tough guy.
Yeah, he is. Nice guy. He's seen a few things in his day.
Yes, he has.
Popped it up. Davis. No. Pierce, rather, excuse me. Played that ball nicely. Meanwhile, that's the 1-2-3 inning, and we're into the 7th.
up the series with the Orioles. Tune in as these two squads battle it out. It's White Sox Orioles tomorrow at 7 p.m. on CSN. Daniel Webb comes into the game. Daniel on for the 45th time. 5-3 record, 3.62 ERA. Strikeouts and walks too close to one another, but he's a very young pitcher, learning how to do it in extreme circumstances. And next year he's going to be a whole lot better for having gone through what he's gone through this year. So when you have a lot of young guys in your bullpen, it's going to be inconsistent. And Webb's got good enough stuff to be just an outstanding pitcher out of the pen.
So here's Hundley. Nick 1 for 2, a single. Back in the 5th inning. 4-8-0 for them, 1-3-0 for us. That ball hit hard. And it is 5 runs.
Major League's leading home run hitting team. Tax on yet another.
Well, everything's contagious. You get on the club, you hit a lot of home runs, and you're going to hit some. It's just that simple.
And there's our Ford home run replay. First ball fastball and gone. His third. He's driven in 12. It's the 9th Oriole hit of the night.
Conversely, you get on the club and doesn't hit a whole bunch, and you're not going to hit many. There are always exceptions to every rule, of course. Big Frank Howard was playing with the Washington Senators. He had a club. They were not good. And he had hit, they pitched around him all the time. He still hit 40 every year.
Sometimes it actually works to your favor if you're on a bad club, because normally a bad club, you're losing by so much that they don't pitch around you. They pitch to you. And the big home run hitters are going to get their home runs.
Well, playing on a bad club like that as well, especially when you're going with a 4-man rotation back in those days, and there was a pennant race going on, usually on the bad club, you're going to see their worst pitcher. They're going to make changes, maybe make a guy make a spot start or whatever. So you're going to get a little advantage there as well. Markakis 0 for 3 tonight. He was 3 for 5 last night with a home run and 2 RBIs and a sensational catch. And ate him up. 1 out. Friday, August 29th, come see our Sox take on the Tigers at 7:10, and all fans are invited to stay for a post-game fireworks show presented by Magellan Corporation. And purchase tickets today by visiting whitesox.com or calling 866-SOX-GAME. Here's Pierce, the first baseman. Tigers have now taken a 5-4 lead over Tampa Bay. That's in the bottom of the 8th in St. Pete.
Well, that's a huge game, specifically for the Tigers, and they were down 4-0 and have come all the way back. And in that dome, usually don't come back from 4 down against that pitching staff that the Rays throw out there, but tonight's an exception. But now Detroit has to go to that bullpen.
Well, you know one thing about Joe Madden's Rays, they're going to get him 27 outs.
The Tigers now 2 games back. However, 1 game back in the loss column, the all-important column, with our Sox 10.5 back, 11 back in the loss column to the Royals. Billy Butler, the Royals' 10-year veteran, and he's been his whole career as a Royal, believes that having gone through what they went through last year and not make it, it'll benefit them this year. because he says that they're not surprised to be where they are, and they feel that they can keep it together and they can win it. They're tied 1-1 with Colorado, that game in the bottom of the 5th in Colorado. But it has to help you to have been through it.
Well, it does. It also happens to help you when you can catch the ball better than anybody in your division, and you got the best bullpen in your division. That's one reason I picked Kansas City to win the Central.
That bullpen is stout.
Buck and Jeff Manto, myself, are talking about that before the game. Just how this game has evolved and changed into. The only thing your starters are good for today is protect your bullpen. It's amazing. Jabba Chamberlain's on the bump for the Tigers.
Brad Haas was sitting in that dugout knowing eventually he'll go to Joe Nathan.
Played it nicely. Came in, got it on the short up, but the home run by Nick Hundley. 7th inning stretch. We are trailing 5-1. Nylabone. Avoderm Natural Nylabone. So for more information or to purchase your tickets, visit whitesox.com or 866-SOX-GAME. .65 right-hander, Chris Tillman. Here's Abreu. He has our 1 run.
Here's our Xfinity high-speed action replay. And the home run drought comes to an end. 32nd of the year, tying him with Nelson Cruz. That came on a straight change early in the ball game.
Jose with the catbird seat at 2-0.
Took a good hack there and lost the bat. And that got just a little piece of Nick Hundley.
That's scary right there.
A lot of catchers get hit in the side or the back of the head, and I've seen some get hit right on the wrist, and that's where they can really get hurt. Wrist or elbow.
That fastball at 93 and a 3-2 count.
The real oddity for Tillman is that he's pitched this entire game out of really the stretch position.
Well, you see a lot of guys, that David Price, very little movement of the feet. No rocking back. Standing right there, just pick one up just to break the initial inertia. Just very little movement. A lot of guys are going to that now.
Well, the guys who do it will tell you they've got much better control doing it that way than when they used to have a different motion.
Missed with that 3-2 hook. So that's a start.
His first walk.
First walk of the ball game. Here's Adam, 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. 2 fastballs. And there's another one at 91 for a strike. Curveball strike and the count 0-2.
This is another dandy, and he's had a very good overhand curve tonight.
They're not holding Brady on. Little show me pitch right there. Two and two.
Eighth strikeout. It ties the season high, and that overhand hook, I can't imagine at any time this year it's been better than it is tonight.
Tampa Bay has just tied up the game off Jabba Chamberlain at 5.
That pen. And they're still not out of the woods in that inning.
That's it. So here's Avi. He is grounded to third and was called out on a check swing. That was very, very close.
Kept it in front of him. A good pitch.
I was talking with Chris Guccione, but this pitch had the entire strike zone. Hundley's sitting inside, but that pitch is right there.
Little tapper. They get the lead man, 2 down.
Take a look at some of the highlights from Chris Tillman. Off the ball game, he's throwing high fastballs and he's throwing very good curveballs. And use them both interchangeably, and the only thing they have in common is they've been in the strike zone a lot. And there's a line so far at 6 2/3, just the 3 hits. 1 earned run coming on the Abreu home run. A walk and 8 strikeouts. Here's a guy who's hit the ball harder than anybody in the lineup twice.
High pop up. So we get the leadoff walk, can't do anything with it. Davis makes a catch, and we're into the 8th.
Subaru. Get the recap on tonight's game and all the action around the league. Don't miss White Sox post-game live tonight, right after the game on Comcast Sportsnet Plus.
Well, it's not who you play, it's when you play them, and we're catching Baltimore at a bad time.
Been a bad time about the last 2 months for this ball club because they've been really good.
Yeah. Yeah. Toronto started off the season, they were healthy, and they're just going to run off and hide from everybody. So now I would say it's probably been a span of close to 15 games that they swing. 15 game swing. They're 7.5 up on New York, 8 up on Toronto.
I talked to their skipper John Gibbons when they were in town, and he said for a while we were so hot, everybody in the lineup was hitting, they were fielding, we were pitching, we couldn't lose a ball game. It felt like we were never going to lose, and lately He said it just has turned. We're not scoring any runs. It feels like we're never going to win, and they're losing 6-1 tonight, heading into the bottom of the 7th in Milwaukee.
Well, when you don't score runs, everything looks bad. I mean, you can pitch bad and lose games 7-5, 8-6, stuff like that, and look, all right. But when you don't hit, especially in the American League, when you don't hit, everything looks bad. It's Cruz, high pop up. Diaz. Cruz now 0 for 4.
They've got 2 hits tonight in 7 innings against Milwaukee. And just getting Encarnacion back, because he only had 4 rehab games and was out 6 weeks, it's going to be really tough for him to contribute the way he could before he got hurt. And that leg is not 100%.
Delvin Young. Foul back, so it count 0-2. Seattle beat the Phillies 5-2 at Citizens Bank. Atlanta hammered Pittsburgh 11-3 at PNC. Washington beat the D-backs 8-1 in DC. San Diego scored 3 in the top of the first at Dodger Stadium. Cincinnati leading St. Louis 4-2. That's in the bottom of the 6th in Missouri.
Good news for Atlanta is they've won 5 games in a row. The bad news is the team they're chasing, Washington, has won 8 games in a row.
Whoa, close play there. I think we may have caught a break.
Buck Showalter is going to come out, and I think he feels the same way. He's going to talk with Eric Cooper. He's looking into the dugout. And apparently they told him that he did get him, and Buck is satisfied with it. Good play by Gillespie. Got him by a half step.
They did. They got a good call by Cooper. And a beautiful play by Gillespie. Here's Hardy. He is lined hard to center, going out to center, and singled hard to center and scored. Just tuning in, 5-9-0 for them, 1-3-0 for us. Each team with a run in the first. They scored 3 in the 6th and 1 in the 7th. Two home runs in the ball game. One for us, Abreu for our only tally, and Nick Hundley for them. That was his 3rd of the season. Chopper to Hopper. Well, 1-2-3 inning. And they lead it by 4.
To go to the bottom of the 8th, we need some runs. We trail it 5-1.
David Lowe comes into the ball game. He's going to play left field. The defender who came over from Kansas City.
For us, it'll be Flowers, Danks, Beckham, the schedule hitters. Lower third of our order. Two another count. Let's go.
As promised earlier in the game, we have the AT&T fan photo of the game. Tweet your photo to hashtag Chicago Fan Photo for a chance to be shown on our broadcast, brought to you by AT&T.
Here's Jordan. He's 0 for 2. Last time up, lined out hard to Markakis in right field.
Tillman has one complete game this year in his 26 starts.
Nice big. Plant, peg. They got it. 2 down.
It's off the mark, and a nifty play at first base by Steve Pearce. I talked with Buck Showalter about Pearce, and he said this is a guy that made every trip on the bus in spring training everywhere they went in Florida, worked at a lot of different positions, absolutely willed himself to be a good first baseman. This is a good solid play as he comes off the bag. And we haven't seen any signs of any problems at first base from Pearce.
Beckham, Jordan 0 for 2. Strikeout and a fly out to right.
That fastball right down the middle. Gordon has one to hit. Just gets under it. Pitch number 103 on the way.
It's been an easy 103 for him.
Just the 3 hits. Home run in the first, a single in the second, erased by a double play, and a single in the third. That's been it.
Yeah, it's been one of the easier 104 pitches he's thrown. Another 1-2-3 inning. And we're into the 9th.
retro baseball game you've been missing with simple, fun, and classic 2-button style controls. You can play entire 9-inning games in under 20 minutes with all 30 MLB teams and 2014 MLB players. Compete in exhibition games or take your favorite team through a full season and postseason. So download RBI Baseball 14 on Xbox One, Xbox 360, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 3, Apple App Store, and Google Play. Davis, Scope, Hundley. You're in the top of the 9th inning.
To face Jake Petrichka, who's on for the 52nd time at 0-2, the ERA 2.26. And he's facing the bottom part of the order. So it's Quintana for 6, Webb for 2, and now Petrichka.
Well, first pitch Webb threw was a fastball to Nick Hundley, who hit a home run. Then after that, he retired 6 in a row.
He's got good enough stuff to be very, very successful.
We got a few guys out there with good arms.
Yeah,
that's not the issue. The issue now is it's just getting guys out, and that has not been anywhere near on a consistent basis. But as Robin, the guy I feel really bad for is Robin, because it leaves him with, in certain cases, no options. No options. And when you don't have that, you're hamstrung, so to speak, as a manager, making moves, especially in the 7th, 8th, and 9th innings. In the 7th, 8th, and 9th innings today, where games are usually won or lost. Big on. But he had a big 2-run double back in the 6th inning.
Jake throws a fastball right by him. First out of the inning as Tommy Hunter continues throwing in the bullpen for the Orioles.
What is this, Buck's 5th year now over there?
I think he came over toward the end of 2009.
Well, what a job he's done. He and Dan Duquette have really turned one of the best franchises in all of baseball and put them back in position to be where they were.
That's John Russell, his bench coach next to him, former major league manager.
Oh, man. Back up, well floating. Nice pick, nice play by both ends.
Connor knew that it was going to be a tough throw to keep in the air all the way as your back coupler. So he used a one-hop throw. And Scope got turned around on that swing. Cost him a step. Cost him an out. Nice play by Abreu. They got him by a step and a half.
So here's Hundley. He's 2 for 3 with that home run, his 3rd of the year. One and two the count. For our guys, it'll be the top of the order. Diaz, Ramirez, Abreu, Dunn, Garcia. As we trail it 5-1. Tyler.
He got that one flush.
Yeah, in a bad spot.
Hermie's going to go out. But as good as Hermie is, I don't think there's not much he can do with that.
Well, you remember they used to grab you by the belt, make you lay down, grab you by the belt, and pick you up,
bounce you on the plate.
Yeah.
I was always wondering what that did. Yeah, that's exactly where he got hit. Just keep rubbing that back. That'll do it. Oh, boy. Well, that's a tough one.
Yeah, it is. Tyler's just about as tough as it gets back there, so you know it's hurting.
That also is one of the few places you can get hit and break out in a sweat.
Well, Herm's going to get him because I called him out. He's going to get de-iced. Best in the business right there. You might tie him, but you're sure not going to beat him.
Yeah, it's real easy to smile when it's not you that got hit.
Jackson up, fouls it off. Detroit had a little second baseman named Dick McAuliffe.
Remember him, left-hand hitter, wide open stance.
And I'll tell you what, he could tear you off first base. He hit one to me in Detroit one time. Hit that. It used to be the worst infield in America. Well, I tell you, this young man's swinging that stick. Meanwhile, hang with him, Nick. That's a terrific play by our center fielder, Jordan Danks. And we're going through the bottom of the ninth.
Brought to you by Miller Lite. And it's the dousing. It's first, southpaw, and out of nowhere, Jim Thome with a double douse, the hawk walk, and a very cold Ken Harrelson.
It was cold. I did not expect it to be that cold.
And there's Tommy Hunter coming in again for the 43rd time, a 2-2 record, 3.45 ERA. Non-safe situation, but he is 11-16, which isn't all that good. That being said, the opponent's hitting .245, which is pretty good, and Ryan Flaherty takes over at third base, and that shifts Chris Davis to first.
We need some tallies. We need some runs. We need some points.
What a performance by Chris Tillman. He went 8. Gave up 1 run on 3 hits. Walked only 1 while fanning 9, which is a season high for him.
As we talked about, he's turned himself into one of the best pitchers in the game. He's just 26 years old.
Still got some upside, and was a 16-game winner last year. This, if they hold on, would be his 10th this year.
Alejandro, 1 for 3. Takes ball 1. And strike 1. One out. There's Alexei. It's popped to first, grounded to third, and fouled out to Pierce at first. Count evens at 1. Good check, Alexei. Tomorrow night. Hector Noesi against Waylon Chen. And that game right here on Comcast Sportsnet. One out, 2-2 the count. Still 6-1 Milwaukee, bottom of the 8th inning. Top of the 7th in Denver, Kansas City leading the Rockies 4-2 as there's a foul back. Underway out at Oakland where they're hosting the Mets. Top of the 3rd, no score. Right here. Ball full base hit. 2 down. 10 strikeouts. Oriole pitching.
Just reaches back, gets 97 and throws it low and on the outer 3rd.
The more you see this Baltimore club, the more you like it.
They do a lot of things right. And they took a starting pitcher who wasn't all that good at it in Zach Britton. And they made him a closer. 26 saves this year for Britton.
And that's by Flaherty.
Played that off to the side and cost him. You get in front of that, you knock it down, and you maybe make the play. But off to the side,
They call that an ole.
Goes E5. He had some time to get in front. Decided against it.
So here's Adam. Adam 0 for 3 with 3 punch-outs tonight. Scope way back in right. And there's a bullet, and this ball game is over. So again, Stevie, is not who you play, is when you play them. They're catching us at the right time. We're catching them at the wrong time.
Yeah, Baltimore right now is one of the best road teams in all of baseball, and they're showing it in this series. They did everything right tonight, and unfortunately, Quintana, once again, didn't get any support and is the loser.
And our GMC professional grade player of the game is that 26-year-old right-hander picking up his 10th victory of the season, Chris Tillman, our GMC professional grade player of the game. Steve Stone, our director Jim Angio, our producer Mike Leary, our associate producer Dave Ross, for our technical manager Mark Harper.